June Lockhart, beloved Lassie and Lost in Space star, dies at 100. Cause of death and final words revealed. The entertainment world is saying goodbye to one of television's most cherished matriarchs. June Lockhart, the Emmy-nominated actress who warmed hearts for decades as the devoted mother in Lassie and Lost in Space, has passed away at the age of 100. Her daughter, actress Anne Lockhart, confirmed her mother's peaceful passing at her Los Angeles home early Tuesday morning. The family's official statement revealed both the cause of death and her final poignant words, closing the final chapter of a remarkable life that spanned more than a century of film, television, and humanitarian service. A star born into Hollywood royalty. June Lockhart was destined for the spotlight. Born in New York City on June 25, 1925, she came from a lineage of acclaimed performers. Her parents, Jean Lockhart and Kathleen Lockhart, were respected stage and screen actors, best known for their roles in the 1938 film A Christmas Carol, in which young June made her first appearance at just 13 years old. Growing up backstage and on film sets, she absorbed the craft from an early age. "I didn't think of acting as a career," she once said. "It was simply the family business. But once I stepped in front of the camera, I knew it was where I belonged." By the age of 20, Lockhart had already performed on Broadway, earning a Tony Award in 1948 for her performance in For Love or Money, a distinction that marked her as one of the brightest young talents in the post-war era. From silver screen to television icon. While her early film credits included roles in Meet Me in St. Louis, 1944, and Sergeant York, it was television that would make June Lockhart a household name. In 1958, she joined the cast of Lassie as Ruth Martin, the gentle, wise, and endlessly patient mother figure to the show's young protagonist, and, of course, to the world's most famous collie. Her portrayal defined the archetype of the nurturing TV mom for generations. Viewers across America saw in her the ideal of maternal grace. Calm in crisis, warm in affection, and unwaveringly strong. Lockhart herself often credited the show's family values for its enduring legacy. "We offered people comfort," she once said. "At the end of every episode, love and courage always prevailed. That's what families needed then, and still do." Her presence in Lassie helped the series become one of the most watched and beloved programs of the late 1950s and early 60s. But Lockhart was not content to remain confined by typecasting. In 1965, she took a bold leap into science fiction as Maureen Robinson in the CBS series Lost in Space. As the brilliant, level-headed mother and scientist aboard the Jupiter 2, she showcased a modern woman's intelligence and independence long before such roles were commonplace. "I saw Maureen as the steady center," she once said. "She wasn't just a mother, she was part of the mission." Cause of death. A peaceful farewell. After more than 8 decades in the entertainment industry, June Lockhart passed away peacefully from natural causes at her home in Los Angeles, surrounded by family, caretakers, and friends. In their official statement, her daughter Anne and the Lockhart family wrote, open quote, "It is with profound sadness that we confirm the passing of our beloved June. She died peacefully in her sleep, surrounded by love and music. She lived her life with grace, curiosity, and humor, and never stopped learning. June left this world exactly as she lived in it, gently and on her own terms." Close quote. Lockhart had remained in good health for most of her later years, continuing to make public appearances well into her 90s, including a memorable moment in 2019 when she was honored at the Saturn Awards for her contributions to science fiction television. Her final words, "Keep shining. The world needs your light," as her daughter shared. June's final message to her family and to the generations she inspired were words that perfectly embodied her lifelong optimism and compassion. Open quote, "Mom's last words were, 'Keep shining. The world needs your light.' That was who she was, through and through. She believed that every person had something beautiful to give to the world." Close quote. Those words have since spread widely across social media, shared by fans, actors, and admirers who found comfort in her enduring message of hope and resilience. A career that spanned a century. Over her remarkable 80-year career, June Lockhart appeared in more than 200 film and television productions, earning 2 Emmy nominations and countless accolades. Her name became synonymous with the golden age of television, a bridge between Hollywood's early studio system and the dawn of modern entertainment. Her roles extended far beyond Lassie and Lost in Space. She made guest appearances in numerous classic shows, including Perry Mason, The Twilight Zone, CSI, and Grey's Anatomy. Even into her late 90s, she continued to lend her voice to documentaries and nostalgic television specials celebrating early TV pioneers. Lockhart's ability to adapt, from black and white family dramas to modern digital media, reflected not only her professionalism, but her curiosity about the ever-changing world of storytelling. A humanitarian and space advocate. Beyond acting, Lockhart was deeply committed to public service and education. Her fascination with science and space exploration, ignited by her role in Lost in Space, led her to collaborate with NASA and the Jet Propulsion Laboratory as a volunteer advocate for STEM education. In 2013, NASA honored her contributions to inspiring young audiences with a Lifetime Achievement Award, recognizing her influence on encouraging women and youth to look toward the stars. She was also a passionate animal rights advocate, a commitment that grew from her years on Lassie. She supported numerous shelters and humane societies, often attending events with her own rescue dogs. Tributes from across the industry. As news of her passing spread, tributes poured in from across the entertainment industry and beyond. Actor Bill Mumy, who played her son Will Robinson in Lost in Space, wrote, open quote, "June was my second mother on and off the set. She was wise, funny, endlessly curious, and carried herself with an elegance that never went out of style. Working with her shaped who I became as an actor and as a person." Close quote. NASA's official account posted, open quote, "June Lockhart inspired generations to look to the stars, both on screen and in life. Her warmth, intelligence, and advocacy for exploration helped shape how we dream of the future." Close quote. Even the Humane Society of the United States issued a statement, open quote, "June Lockhart's compassion for animals went beyond the screen. She used her fame to advocate for those without a voice. The world has lost a true friend to both people and animals alike." Close quote. A family united in memory, June is survived by her daughters, Anne Lockhart and Elizabeth Lockhart, and 4 grandchildren. The family expressed deep gratitude for the overwhelming support and tributes from fans around the world. Open quote, "We are so thankful for the love that continues to pour in," the Lockhart family said. Mom touched millions of lives through her work, but to us, she was simply home, warm, kind, and endlessly loving. She taught us that compassion was the truest form of strength. Close quote. The family has announced plans for a private memorial service in Los Angeles, followed by a public celebration of her life later this year, where fans will be invited to honor her legacy. Legacy, a century of light. June Lockhart's influence transcends her characters. She redefined the archetype of the television mother, blending wisdom and compassion with intelligence and quiet authority. Her portrayals helped shape how generations viewed family, courage, and love on screen. Her colleagues often described her as Hollywood's moral compass, not because of her fame, but because of her humility. She never believed she was a star, one close friend shared. She believed she was a storyteller and that stories could change people. As she once told an interviewer in 1998, open quote, "The measure of an artist isn't in awards or applause. It's in the people who feel something because of your work. If I made even one person feel less alone, then I did what I came here to do," close quote. A final curtain call. At the age of 100, June Lockhart lived a life that few could imagine, spanning from Hollywood's black and white golden age to the streaming era. Her work remains etched in television history, and her humanity remains a model for all who followed. As fans and loved ones around the world pay tribute, her message continues to resonate. Keep shining. The world needs your light. It was both a farewell and a torch, one passed to the next generation of dreamers she inspired. June Lockhart's century-long journey reminds us that kindness, intelligence, and grace never go out of style. Her light will continue to shine across time, just as it did on every screen she ever graced. June Lockhart, 1925 to 2025, a legend of grace, a mother to millions, a light that will never dim.